Well, Shelley and I have had this conversation, and I think that's one of the important things about being familiar with the people in your communities. You know, people might think that things like violence against women or dealing with issues like family and domestic violence are unique to urban centers, large urban centers, and we know that's not true. And the Robson Valley Support Society, both here and in McBride, do incredible work. The point that Shelley's making is that at the moment there's a discussion about the separation of basically where the service provision is and the housing component. And the concern that's been expressed is that if you separate those two pieces, providing someone with a home doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get the kind of appropriate support, counseling, and resources that are necessary for that particular person. So the concern is the separation of those two pieces. And what we've done, and Shelley and I, after our conversations, is connected with the Ministry of Housing and Social Development and other ministers to say that we have a concern about the separation of those two pieces. So my commitment that I articulated to Shelley and to other women's organizations across the province, because I've met with numerous ones, is to say that, first of all, we're in the consultation phases of that, and Shelley did point out no decision has been made. So what's important is that we continue to lobby on Shelley's behalf and to work on her behalf to maintain that connection between the services and the provision of housing, and I think that is an issue. And in terms of additional funding, of course we have to look at how we're going to continue to fund important core service issues, and particularly for families who are vulnerable and for children who are vulnerable. And we are committed to doing that. But I also have to point out that we need to do that in a thoughtful and rational way within the economic circumstances that we face in British Columbia today. So I'm not going to stand here today and make a whole list of promises about things that are easy to make and harder to deliver. What we have to do is continue to press the point, to work specifically on the issue that Shelley has mentioned, and we have to be reasonable about what British Columbians' priorities are and how we manage that in difficult fiscal times. But are we committed to serving families that are vulnerable, women that suffer abuse or flee violence? Of course we are.